So, good afternoon everyone. Probably I should just pause that music, shouldn't I? As you probably know, I don't really care about copyright. I got a new light. It's very blinding, but awesome. So it dims, obviously it turns off, and then it also changes temperature. I thought I'd give it a warm feel, you know? Makes sense. So I've had a week and a half. A week and a half off building the van. I haven't even been in the van for like a whole week. And yeah, because it was Christmas and stuff. Then yeah, so I'm now back in the van, and it's currently Tuesday the 28th of December. Today I started by not doing much. I put wheels on the bottom of one of my DeWalt boxes because they get really heavy and they cost like 25-30 quid, those boxes, so not too bad. But if you want one with wheels, it's 80 quid. So I was like, right, I've got some little casters, I'll put some wheels on myself. I want to put 2 more on another box. I literally had 4, so I put 2 on one box, put 2 on another box. And yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. So I've got that covered up, as you can see back there. And I fixed my speaker because some cables fell out because it was mine that I made. But that's all working again. And then I just sort of pottered about, and now if I turn you around, ta-da! So yeah, here we are. There is now tiles. Pretty proud of them. I've literally just done them. They obviously still need grout. I've gone with grey grout because you can get white grout, and you can the sticker ones you can get, which my mum's got. They also give an option for white grout for them, but it's almost pointless doing this style because you won't see the defined lines. Currently you can because there's green behind, and when I put the grey grout in, you'll see grey lines, so it'll show that it's the Metro style. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. I got this cheap, what was it, like 12 quid or something from Wix tile cutter. Had good reviews in Wix, and they had the exact same brand type and everything, this exact thing, in B&Q, and it had bad reviews, but I find there is more bad reviews in B&Q. But it worked fine. I mean, look at that. It's not perfect, but you always put trim around tiles anyway, so I'm going to be doing that. And this one here, and then obviously you got the ones in the corner. I'm actually going to do like little there won't be much speaking in this one, a change, apart from this 5 minutes now. And yeah, it's just going to be montage from here on, just building music, and just I'll try and film as much as I can. Obviously I didn't film that and I didn't film the tiles, so it's going well so far. And then building montage will be now. Good evening everyone. I think it's 2 days later or something, or the day after the next day, whatever. I haven't done anything on the van because I am going to film that, as I said I was. But I've been, we've got all this ply left over from the van, so I've been next to the studio shed, which is this one here. I'm building a little lean-to sort of thing off the side of it, just using this, I don't know what you call it, I did know, but you know, that sort of clear roofing so you get some light in here. And then cut a pallet just after the beam, so you still got like or block. You've got 2 blocks, and then cut it just after it, and you end up with like an offcut a bit smaller. So the 2 of them. There's a red one down there. I've got my nice light on, which is cool. And they're going to be fixed inside the studio shed, and then I'm going to build a frame out of 2x4. Here, which will support the roof, and then just for time, it may change eventually, it might just be temporary, but there's this tarp here, there's a few others, but that should do for the far wall and the back wall of this little thing. This is going to be a little thing for ply, and then there might be some little cubbies that you can put batten down, because there's nowhere to store anything, a full sheet of ply or a full length of batten. The only option is underneath the van. Which isn't great. So you'll be able to put 2.4 metre length battens down here and a full 8x4 sheet of ply and keep it really nice and dry. And I'm probably even going to build a pallet door. I did start this earlier today. I forgot what sort of time. I'm well overexposed. I started this about 12, probably midday. But yeah, still here doing it because I had late lunch about 3 and then didn't do anything, and now it's 4:30. So yeah, let's crack on. What I need to do is mount those pallets to the studio so that they're solid, and then build a frame to support the roofing, and then I can pin this tarp up down here up against it as a wall. Like I say, it might change, I might pallet wood it eventually, but for now that's just gonna go on there. So, for those of you that are interested, here is what I've just built. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with it. So obviously it's not very narrow, wide, because it just needs a few sheets of ply, and then I'm going to put one more 2x4 length down there, and then section it off, and you'll be able to, like I say, slide battens in. Rather than pallet wooding, this worked really well. And I was about to screw all this on with like an extra batten, and then screw through the batten through the tarp and into there. But then I've just remembered use like felt nails, roofing felt nails, which was so much quicker. But yeah, that should be watertight. I won't build the door or the frame tonight. I've had enough. I'm going to go work on the van, which I will film, and I'm going to do the sockets because it's really useful to plug things in while I'm working. And then also what I need to do is LED strips under the countertops, and not countertop, overhead cupboards and stuff like that. Good evening, everyone. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I absolutely love like LED strips. I hate doing them. They're such a faff with the soldering on the tiny little solder pads. But once they're done, oh, it's so worth it. Because obviously I ratted out this channel so you can't even see them. It's just light. And oh my god. And I've started the one in the recess box as well. Spin you around there, as you can see I've got one, and they're going to be joined, like interlinked on the same switch with the cupboard above you at the moment, the other one of these, and they'll be in the bottom of them, and that'll all be controlled by one switch. But yeah, this is cool. I'm just I've been under the bed, and you have to get in through the back doors, and then you're tucked away and head torch is like argh. So I wired in this because this wasn't wired into the fuse box yet. Not the cabinet, the LED strips. And then I'm just doing the sockets because they're under the bed as well. While I'm still under. Well, I'm not under the bed at the moment, obviously. We've got this little. I think it's like for plasterboard box. We've got the little yellow tabs. You push them out, and then as you screw the screw in, it pulls it up and clamps the 9mm or 12mm plasterboard. In this case mine is 9mm ply, so it should be a pretty good alternative. Normally what I do is just use the existing holes, cut out the shape of the socket, and then put a nut and bolt through, which is one way of doing it, but it's not the best way because obviously the socket isn't protected on the back. And in my case, it's never that big of a deal because it's right at the back of the bed and you pretty much can't get back there. But obviously, not very safe. So yeah, I like the look of this box, and it's pretty simple because they tuck in those little yellow things, and you cut around the box, push it in, and then push the yellow things out, and then it can't come out. And then when you tighten up the screws, it stops the whole thing wobbling. Good design. I like it. I recommend it if anyone's doing them like doing sockets in a van. That's the word. Yeah, I mean, I said there wasn't going to be much talking. I ended up talking about a wood shed, but it means there's no wood under my van now, which is a bonus, so I just needed to get that out of the way. And then yeah, I started doing the cupboard doors yesterday. That's drawer fronts, sorry. Same thing really. And then I ran out of glue. The glue, there's no more, so I need to get another one of them before I can carry on, because they're just going to be glued together. And I think I'm going to move the wastewater tank from under the sink because there was literally no room. I ended up getting the tank, little 5.5 litre, and I think I'm going to stick it in the little skinny cupboard, because that means, because it would just work, but the draining would be so slow because the top of the tank and the bottom of the sink are like 20 mil apart, so it just really wouldn't work. So I'm just going to put it at the bottom of that cupboard, then it goes all the way to the floor, and then there'll be a little tap that you can release the water to under the van. Someone did ask about that the other day, and also the filler point is just a standard locking filler point with a key, and it's just mounted like where the water tank is, essentially just on the outside behind the next to the driver's door, so it's right next to the driver's door. It's really useful. I'll see you, it'll probably be tomorrow by now. Okay, so you just saw me make this little panel. I've just given it a quick sand, and this is for the USBs and 12 volt socket, as you probably already guessed. And this little square that's marked out, I'm not sure if you can actually see, is that, which is the remote switch for the inverter. And then I'm going to have the 12 volt socket and USB there, and then other side is going to be the 240 sockets like that, and very accessible to the table itself. And yes, this is just really important because that's where you can turn it off from in here, so you've got a habit of turning it off in an easy way. And if any triggers or alarms come on, it has a little speaker grill there, so I'm presuming that's a speaker like an alarming sound. And then there's a red light on the panel too, so if anything goes wrong, you'll know about it. So I'm gonna get on doing this, and I'll film a little montage like I've been doing. It's very cold in here because I've had the doors open while I was doing the other thing. There's a toolbox there. I didn't quite realise it was that close. well, moment of truth. Plug that in. It hasn't blown up. Switch it on. Grab the Hoover battery, which is dying. Ready for the moment of truth? Well, hey! Now that is good news. And we're drawing 85 watts. And the inverter draws about 0.7 amps. So almost an amp, so a fair bit, which is why it's useful to have this little one here, which also has, like I say, the lights if anything goes wrong. So, hello everyone. It was a lovely frosty morning this morning. The forecast was -4, but we live by the canal and it's usually a couple of degrees cooler, so it's probably like -5, -6. It was -1 in the van when I woke up. And yeah, but it was lovely and frosty, so I got some frosty shots, which you would have probably seen at the beginning of this video. And I also took some pictures, which could be on my Instagram, but might not. Yeah, so lovely. And also, today I got the other side of the LED strips in, so if I brighten it, you can see them brightening. So now I have them under that cupboard and in the recesses there, and then you can just dim them and obviously turn them off as well. As I was soldering them, I think a bit of solder bridged, well it did, it bridged positive and negative, so they were shorting out, and it shorted out one of my switches, the little dimmable switches I got. So not to worry, because I had to order them directly from China because I couldn't find them in the UK. I don't like ordering from China, but I sort of had to because, yeah. So I ordered like 10 of them when I only needed 5. If you take a look in here, as you can see, we have the USBs. We have the USBs, a 1 amp and a 2.1, a 12 volt socket, the inverter, which turns on and then turns straight back off again, and then the 2 sockets. So that all works lovely. Now I can charge my phone without using my power bank constantly, or the 240, because I only have a single USB plug, because I mainly use 12 volt sockets with the USBs and stuff. So yeah, the van is coming along nicely. I'd like to get the back doors cladded soon, and then the kitchen grouted. I need to look at, I've only grouted once, and that was with my friend who knew what he was doing, so I need to look at these instructions. So I've got grouting, trim, and those back doors, and then upholster the seats with and the doors and drawer fronts need doing. But that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, we're pretty much there. This is probably going to be one of the last videos. I don't think it's going to be the last one. I'm trying to, oh yes, so I'm trying to create a upload time that works for everyone on here as well as me. Well, it doesn't really matter about me, it's just what you guys like, really. So I've been putting some polls on my Instagram and YouTube. Both have come back completely opposite from each other. Probably a good idea I listen to the YouTube one, seeing as not everyone on Instagram will watch YouTube. But yeah, so a lot of you, well, on Instagram, most of, like 80% of the votes said do it in the week rather than the weekend, which was very interesting for me. Uninterestingly, people said do it in the afternoon, evening on Instagram, and everyone on YouTube said do it in the morning. The days were Monday and Sunday were the most voted, so comment whatever day and time you would prefer me uploading if you have an opinion. I would really appreciate an opinion, even if you don't really care, because I just need to decide the time and stick to it. Because Sunday, yeah, everyone uploads, but I like to be different. So if I upload on like a Monday or a Tuesday, you know, it'd be different. Or, well, whenever day. So yeah, but I may do dailies once I finish this van conversion. If that's something you like, then pop it in the comments. Or maybe when I get my actual van, which should be in the next couple of months, hopefully before summer, hopefully before spring is my hoping. Just depends on when this van sells, as I've said before. So yeah, it's now Thursday. I've got some work over the weekend which could involve tomorrow as well, so I probably won't be doing anything. So this is probably going to be the end of this video, so I'll catch you in next week when I will be literally finishing the van. One other thing that needs to happen is the MOT, which has sort of come at a good time because I bought this van knowing the MOT wasn't going to last. Thought it was going to turn it over quite a bit quicker, so was debating whether to do the MOT, but I'm definitely going to do it because it runs out in February. So yeah, so if I do it this month, it will have 13 months MOT because they keep the original date, which will be a even better selling point. Yeah, so looking forward to doing that. And then it will just be a matter of time waiting for this van to sell, and it's sort of getting into, like, you know, those pre-thinkers who are planning to get a van before spring, so the van's maybe a bit cheaper or something, or they're just ahead so they get a bit of choice. The people who are looking, I assume there's probably quite a few people looking in February and stuff. I hope to put the van up by the end of January, probably like 20th. I'll set a random date or something. I quite like the 20th, don't know why. Yeah, so that's the plan. So next week I'll catch you literally finishing it off, and then I need to book it in for an MOT, get the MOT done, and get the van up for sale, which is really exciting. I cannot wait until this van goes. I have so many plans for my van, and for that you just have to wait and see. I'll be off. I'm going to go have my dinner, have a shower, and get ready for the weekend. See you tomorrow, Kieran. Like, comment, subscribe, because yeah, times for